Key point 1. If there's anything that can impede your journey to success, it's your ego. Many believe the outside world is the main obstacle to a successful life. However, everything outside goes through an internal filter. The most common enemy of success is a person's ego. The ego is a feeling of self-worth and self-importance. It can make you crave external validation and create a wall to your true self. Early in your career, your ego might impede learning and talent cultivation. It can also make you blinded by success, lower your inspiration levels, and accept mediocre results in the future. Even when a person fails, their ego can magnify each failure and make their recovery more complex. At every stage in life, your ego can hold you back. It is the enemy of your ambitious goals, a calling, a great passion, or a new beginning. Of course, you can only have aspirations by first believing you can achieve your goals. But your belief in yourself shouldn't depend on your past achievements. It must rely on how self-contained, self-motivated, and conscientious you are. Some people claim that particular talent is everything they need, but it is not true. You must constantly evaluate your abilities because this creates room for improvement. It's human to be nervous whenever you start something, so people tend to comfort themselves externally instead of internally. Switching your focus to external validation might result in chasing goals that are not yours. To overcome your ego, detach yourself from your emotions and do the hard work of self-improvement. It's better to have ambition, a desire to improve your expertise, than to be consumed by your ego. Stay tuned to discover how ego can harm your success and how to become ambitious instead. Key point 2. Learn from others and build relationships. Being humble is one of the steps to overcoming the assumption that you know it all. The day you stop learning is the day you die. When you constantly remind yourself that you're not the best person in the world, you can manage your ego. Lifelong learning requires admitting you are not perfect. The more you strive for perfection, the more you achieve. Get rid of your illusions about yourself by connecting with others, seeking feedback, and offering what you are to the world. Take Kirk Hammett, for instance. He passed on the opportunity to join the famous rock band Metallica, but he knew he needed to learn. So he found himself a mentor, Joe Satriani, a renowned guitarist. By learning from Satriani, Hammett acquired new skills and became a better guitarist. Being a mentee can help you rein in your ego. In taking or receiving feedback, the ego tends to ignore harsh or negative feedback by telling you that you do not need them when, in fact, you do. Then you might become defensive. The way out of this trap is to be humble. Another way to avoid the ego trap is by teaching others. Teaching exposes you to a wide range of possibilities in your field. It also challenges you to learn more to be a better tutor. Lying to yourself that you know things when you do not know them prevents you from improving. Ego makes you think that you know it all. The solution to this problem is a studious self-assessment. Frank Shamrock, a mixed martial art legend, introduced Shamrock's formula to help us overcome our egos. This formula involves creating an environment that optimizes your abilities. You need to get a minus, someone you're teaching, and a plus, someone better than you. It would help if you also had an equal with skills almost on the same level as yours for balance. These different relationships sharpen your skills and improve your abilities. They will also make you more conscious of your current knowledge and skills, and what still needs improvement. Stay mindful and realistic, as false self-impression is destructive. Key point 3. Passion alone doesn't let you detach from your ego. Have you noticed how the world is screaming about finding your passion? Don't overestimate passion. We know about it as a part of being successful, but it is often an element of failure too. People who tried to climb Everest in the tragic 1996 climb were passionate, but there's more to it than passion. A reason, a direction, a purpose, an accumulation of skills, and hard work. Passion typically masks a weakness. Its breathlessness and impetuousness and franticness are poor substitutes for discipline, for mastery, for strength and purpose and perseverance. Ryan Holiday. Many people focus on their passion without having any purpose or realism. Purpose is like passion with boundaries. It opens you up to much more than being blinded by hormones rushing through your veins. Purpose and realism are about seeing what it takes and getting perspective to achieve what you want. One spoke in the wheel of living a purposeful life is pride. Pride makes you cling to your past accomplishments. Truly successful people know that they cannot afford to stop learning. They always push harder and try to outdo their last victory. If Steve Jobs had allowed his achievement with the Apple II computer to get into his head, we probably would not have iPhones and iPads today. Not only will pride keep you from improving, but it will also make you resistant to correction. Benjamin Franklin once hit his head against a low door frame when he visited Boston, his hometown. It was a painful experience that would have been avoidable if he had not been prideful. Cotton Mather, one of the most respected figures in the town, saw the low door frame and warned Franklin, but he would neither listen nor obey. Franklin thought he knew better, and his pride got him injured. To overcome pride, ask yourself how a humble person would approach a situation and follow their example. Also, learn to create new impactful tasks instead of holding on to past successes. You can have a supportive friend as an accountability partner. Did you know? Sometimes people employ more aggressive methods to sustain their false impressions of themselves. Key point 4. When individuals of different strengths work together, productivity increases. Most great people in history, including Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and Benjamin Franklin, started by serving other successful people. It is called the apprentice model. However, serving others shouldn't diminish your self-esteem and doesn't make you less important. Learning from someone is beneficial in the early stages of your career, especially if you find a way to accept it. Acceptance creates space for taking the most out of something or turning the situation to your advantage. Join organizations and build connections with people that are already successful. It will help you strengthen your identity as you all move forward simultaneously. Many organizations and successful people understand how important it is to help others gain insight, so they accept interns and mentees. This concept is similar to the role of antiambulo, which originated in the Roman art system. It translates as one who clears the way. It means helping someone focus on their strengths and pursuing their purpose. Antiambulo was usually a great thinker, writer, or artist serving a wealthy person, a patron, by clearing their path physically and philosophically. Successful business people and politicians paid writers, thinkers, and artists to produce works of art or perform for them in exchange for protection, food, and gifts. Apart from helping others find their strengths, assigning tasks is also a way to overcome your ego. You can get a fresh perspective on many issues when you delegate, but ego makes people do things they could have asked others to do. A feeling that you are the only one who can do it right won't do you any good. You allow others to learn and use their time effectively by learning to delegate. Failure to trust while assigning tasks can ruin your business and prevent you from living an enjoyable life. Delegating helps you to focus on new and essential tasks that will be more rewarding. As you collaborate with others to achieve success, you also need to learn the art of self-control. Whatever we aspire to gain depends on what we are willing to tolerate. Getting angry, emotional, or losing restraint is a recipe for failure. No matter how talented, wealthy, or connected you are, subdue your ego by not fighting back. It will save your relationships with others and help you succeed. Key point 5. You can turn a failure into an exciting phase. Rejection can hurt your ego. Feeling entitled to a reward you don't deserve can lead to frustration. Things will not always go your way in this world, but the hardship you're going through might be a trampoline to jump as high as you want. So instead of allowing disappointment to fill your mind, channel that emotion into reflecting on what you can do to improve the situation. Have you looked at failure as a possibility for change? It will be possible if you acknowledge that you can only control your effort and not the outcome. Ego makes you take a neutral and indifferent situation personally. You are one of nearly 8 billion people and billions of objects or abstract things. Bad, complex things can just happen, and they should not define your sense of self because not everything happens because of you. Of course, your ego will scream in your ear, "It's not fair. You're not enough to succeed. You should give up because you shouldn't have started anyway." Remind yourself in those moments that unexpected difficulties can happen because billions of unpredictable things define your fate, and you can be strong and brave to endure everything. Don't break your self-esteem by yourself. You need it for future wins. Also, make an accurate assessment of your performance. It is easier to feel hate while failing. Hate blames and makes others pay for your mistakes. But love is always right, open, egoless, positive, and productive. Difficulties are part of the human experience. We must feel the touch of failure at one point or another. Maybe people learn from failures, but hardly from success. We all exist in a continuum. Desire causes success and misfortune. Success leads to new challenges and aspirations. Challenges lead to more success. No one is infallible. Difficulties are a part of everyone's path. Try to do better than your best, and your chances of succeeding will increase considerably. When things do not go your way, investigate the reason for the failure. Key point 6. Ego is the enemy of your achievements. You will start feeling better when you separate yourself from situations and people's opinions. The ego makes you think you are invincible and you have unlimited force. Bring sobriety into your life. Stay self-aware about who you are and what you are yet to achieve. It is the command of oneself, and you should embrace it. Remaining sober means not being blinded by ego, current status, or power. Money in your bank account or recognition are not indicators of your worth either. Greatness comes from humble beginnings. It comes from grunt work. It means you're the least important person in the room until you change that with results. Ryan Holiday. Maintaining sobriety requires fighting forces that surround one's ego. Ego clouds the mind, but sobriety prevents this from happening. Sobriety balances your success when things begin to get better. It entails finding a balance or a midpoint between your ego and your desire to achieve. Happiness and fulfillment are at the heart of every dream, but when egoism sets in, you lose track of what you truly want. Growing up and organizing yourself is a great way to maintain ego sobriety. You must have the ability to manage yourself and others. Beware of the disease called me. It begins with thinking you're better or unique, and that your problems and experiences are different from other people's problems and experiences. Hence, they cannot understand you. This attitude is selfish and prevents you from learning. When one overcomes a hurdle, one tends to feel like Clark Kent, a superhero who saved the world without anybody's help. The truth is, even superheroes have sidekicks. Clark Kent and Lois Lane and many others who helped him be Superman. Humility cannot hurt your career. Appreciating your friends, colleagues, teachers, and trainers is good. True, some professions require individual brilliance. Nonetheless, respect your fans and well-wishers by thanking them profusely for their support. Those who voted for you, bought you your first training kit, provided coffee while you were busy with work, or fed your cat when you were out of town are all part of your success story. Be humble enough to see them and appreciate their effort. Conclusion. The ego is a part of every human being. It develops unconsciously, but you can make conscious efforts to curb it. When you succeed at something, you should watch out for the possibility of ego rearing its ugly head. If left untamed, ego can lead to catastrophic outcomes in one's life. It is the enemy in matters of aspiration, success, and failure. Each person must become aware of the manifestations of ego in their lives and try to kill it. Allowing ego to fester can prevent you from reaching your potential and living truly happily and lovingly. While striving for success, remember the importance of having a purpose. Knowing that you are a part of something greater than yourself fills your success with meaning. When you lose connection with a higher purpose, success can feel empty, like a part of your soul is gone. Invest in relationships with people. They will help you get closer to your goals. No matter what you've done, you must be a student for life. You have to keep learning from everyone and everything. Human impulse crafts stories out of past events and includes details that were not there. When you consider your rapid achievements, you credit yourself prematurely with power you can't control. Instead of stories, face the facts. Listen to the feedback that can help you improve and grow. Your life is the sum of all the decisions you make. You're making the right choice by deciding that ego is the enemy. You're choosing humility, knowledge, and self-control, fundamental to your journey to success. Try this. Delegate a task you do well to different people and see what you can learn from their work. Also, pick an area of interest and practice Shamrock's formula to hone your skills and eliminate ego from your life.